Thomas has a situation that happened at an area hospital, I suppose. Thomas, just briefly explain, did this occur to you or a family member?
It occurred to me. I went in the hospital on April the 18th of last year. And while I was in there on the April 18th of last year, about, let's see, a week before the end of May, my wife noticed that I had some bed sores. And she said, oh, these are real bad here. But I was in the hospital. Matter of fact, I'm in now. You know, I've been in the hospital off and on for about a year, a little bit over a year and a half. And so I have a stage 4 sacral wound. And that happened because I didn't know that they were supposed to turn me every 3 hours, every 2 to every 3 hours. And it was during the pandemic. So during the pandemic, I didn't get the care that I was supposed to get. And I was just wondering, did I have a case? Because I still have it. It hasn't healed all the way. And they said it'll probably be about another 6 to 8 months before it heals up completely. And it has been very painful.
Yes.
And I was just wondering if I had a case.
Yes. Thomas, are you diabetic?
Not really. You know, I don't, I take medication now and then for it, but it's under control.
Yes, sir. And so when you developed this bed sore, you developed it during 2020?
No, it was last April when I went in the hospital last April during the pandemic. April of last year, not this year, but April of last year.
Well, in April of 2022, the pandemic should have been about over.
Yes, sir, but it's still still have a shortage in these hospitals around here. Matter of fact, I'm in the hospital now.
Yes, sir. Let me just explain it to you this way. You're exactly correct. If you're in a situation where you're being cared for in a medical facility, and you can't move around yourself, you are supposed to be turned on a regular basis. And you may have a claim as a result of their failure to reach the standard of care that they're required to give you. But you only have 2 years in which to file the claim. Once you had noticed that you were injured as a result of their medical care. And before you file the claim, you have to have medical documentation, all your medical records, reviewed by a professional who practices in that particular type of medicine and care. And then you can file a lawsuit, but it'll cost between $50,000 and $150,000 in expert witness fees to be able to pursue the claim. So it's a claim that's very, very difficult to pursue. In addition to that, because of the length of time between when this occurred and now, there would be a substantial question about whether the statute of limitations has run on your claim. So you may have had a claim, but you may have lost it because of the time between you're getting the bed sore and now wishing to assert a claim. But in addition to that, you're going to have a very difficult time to get a lawyer to take it at the edge of a statute of limitations because of the expense, the likelihood of success, which is low as a general rule, and just the nature of the injury itself. It's sad but true that many people get bed sores during their hospital stays, and it would be a very difficult case for you to pursue at this point in time.
Robert, not to dispense any medical advice, but any advice on getting treatment or going over the head of the hospital?
You always
think?
want to tread lightly, especially because I believe that Thomas said he's still in the hospital.
Right.
What I would recommend, though, certainly, Mr. Thomas, is to start documenting any continuing bed sores or issues you're having. I believe you said that you're still dealing with this issue. You want to be able to date this issue, its progression, when it begins, to try to assign liability if you get to that point in making a case.